Good evening, everyone. Wekiva High School welcomes you to Mustang Arena for the last time of Season 16 of Wekiva Girls Basketball. Please welcome our guests from Ocoee High School. They are the Knights. And they'll be taking on your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Before we begin our game this evening, we ask that you please stand and remove your hats as we honor America with a presentation of colors by the Wekiva High School Air Force Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. Tonight's detail is under the command of Cadet Second Lieutenant Corbin Heasley carrying the U.S. flag. Carrying the Florida State flag is Cadet Airman Helen Olivares. And the Rifle Guards are Cadets First Lieutenant Kalia Davis and Senior Airman Denard Bradley. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And now, we thank our JROTC cadets for their participation in tonight's pregame festivities, and let's meet the teams. We'll begin with Ocoee. And we will start at guard with 5'9" sophomore, number 1, Chayla Weiser. At center, 6'3" junior, number 3, Paris Triplett. At forward, 6'1" freshman, number 13, London Adkins. At forward, 5'9" junior, number 15, Reese Bellamy. And finally for Ocoee at forward, 5'9" junior, number 21, Zaria Hercule. Excuse me, 5'9" senior, Zaria Hercule. Oh, Kiara Beckert, excuse me. And the Knights are coached by Marcus Spencer with assistant coaches Gwendolyn Clayton, Rashawn Davis, and Israel Simon. And now, let's meet your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Starting at shooting guard, 5'7" freshman. Starting at point guard with 5'7" freshman, number 1, Jasmine Pooler. At point guard, 5'5" freshman, number 10, Raquel Anderson. At at power forward, 5'9" freshman, number 42, Ashley Tuesday. At small forward, 5'8" junior, number 3, Tiara Coleman. And finally for the Mustangs, at point guard, 5'4" senior, number 0, Zariah Carden. The Mustangs are coached by Mr. Jerry Middleton with Heather Lorenz and George Spearman. The officials for tonight's game are from the Central Florida Officials Association here in Orlando. We thank them for their dedicated service to our high school athletic programs and join them along with our participating schools, reminding everyone to make great sportsmanship a part of this and every athletic competition. For those of you who are watching us here in the arena, if you have friends or family back in Ocoee, elsewhere in Apopka, or anywhere in the world, and you'd like to give them the opportunity to tune in live, all you have to do is send them to our YouTube channel, Wekiva Sports, on your favorite computer, smart TV, or mobile device. You can also see us on the NFHS network, and you can watch us on varsitysportsnetwork.org on the Orlando Metro channel. And we welcome those of you who have done just that. Welcome to Mustang Arena for the last time of the 2022-2023 varsity year. This is season 16 as we wrap things up here from Wekiva High School tonight. The Ocoee Knights, the opponent, and the Mustangs wrapping up what is certainly has to be described as a rebuilding year. You heard Tiara Coleman's name in the starting lineup. She is the bridge of continuity among these starters to last year's state runner-up team. Wekiva, of course, has been to the state finals in 4 consecutive seasons as we get a 3-point basket from Becker to put the Knights on the board. Of course, we have an entirely new coaching staff and a nearly entirely new roster this year, so Wekiva is looking to get back into things and hoping to end the season here at Mustang Arena on a positive note. As we get a steal there from Kiara Becker, and a little bit of dust up in the paint, and it's right back to Wekiva as Coleman picks up the opportunity. And some contact, it's legal contact, as Pooler tried to go up. And Triplett, I think, got in the way of that one. Now Coleman picks off the pass in the paint coming in from Weiser. The outlet pass, and now Coleman can't find somebody to pass it to and has to drag her pivot foot across the floor. That'll be a travel call. And it turns the ball over to the Knights at their own baseline. 6:43 to go here in the first period. My name is Mark Barchi, voice of the Mustangs, sports information director here at Wekiva. All 16 of these years that the school has been open. And we are looking forward next week to hosting Pine Ridge for the boys basketball senior night as we get basket for Paris Triplett from right under the key. Pine Ridge coming up next week. That'll be boys basketball senior night. We'll do the same thing we just did here. If you missed the ceremony, make sure you go back and catch that on demand. It is 2 separate live streams on YouTube and the NFHS network. We have 1 live stream for the ceremony, 1 live stream for the game, and both of those will remain available after the season is over if you want to go back and catch what you missed. 6 minutes to go here in the first as the Mustangs not able to get anything to connect there, and the shot bounces out of bounds. Knights take over from their own baseline as the ball goes in to Kiara Becker. Outlet pass and a long shot from the corner from Adkins. That's not there. Putback's not going to fall for Triplett either. Brakayla Anderson takes the glass, and Zariah Gordon will set up the play. The pass to Anderson is bobbled, and the Knights manage to avoid touching it. That'll be a turnover, and Ocoee takes over at their own baseline. 5.5 now left in the first period from Mustang Arena. The Knights come into this game with a 13-9 record. So they're a little bit above 500 as they try to sharpen their skills. Both of these teams getting ready for their respective district tournaments that start next week. Of course, remember that girls basketball runs 1 week earlier than boys basketball on the FHSAA calendar. So that means that next week will begin the postseason for the ladies. We will still be in regular season 1 more week for the gentlemen, and then they will go on to their own district tournaments the following week. As we get a call into the basket of traveling, Mustangs ball. Checking into the game for the Knights, number 10. Angel Kerr. 5-0 lead for the Knights as we approach the midpoint of the first quarter. Mustangs with a 2-17 record coming into this game. One of those was a traditional win. The other was a forfeit in the Metro Conference tournament. Ashley Tuzet can't get it to go from under the basket. Rebound goes to Angel Kerr, her first of the game after coming in and experiencing her first minutes. Inlet pass to Triplett. Off the heel, tries to get her own putback. And Paris Triplett is fouled on the putback attempt. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. The foul is called against Mustangs. Number 42, Ashley Tuzet, her first, and the team's first. So we have Triplett at the line with 2 points. First one gets a little help from the iron and is in. Second does not require the iron. And now Triplett has more than half of Ocoee's total offensive production as they put on full court pressure for the Mustangs, and it pays dividends as the ball bounces to London Adkins in the backcourt. And the Knights will take over now officially into the midpoint, and a little too much mustard on that pass as it sails over the head of London Adkins for a turnover. Jayla Weiser returns to the game now for the Knights. Brickayla Anderson can't get it to come down. Coleman gives the Mustangs a second chance out to the corner, and it's there. 3 for Zariah Garden on the pass from Jasmine Pooler. So the Mustangs get on the board in a big way. That's a momentum shifter for Wekiva as well. And we got some contact. It looks like it's going to go Wekiva's way this time. Player control foul is called against Paris Triplett. Her first, the team's first. That turns the ball over to the Mustangs. Charge taken by Ashley Tuzet. Full court pressure continues from the Knights. And Wekiva nearly has a miscue there as Brickayla Anderson zigged when she should have zagged, but she's able to recover. Half-court set coming up now for Wekiva as we pass the 3-minute mark in the first quarter. Swing action as the Knights put up the 2-3 defense. Anderson drives to the paint, gets it blocked by London Adkins, and the rebound goes to Reese Bellamy. Out to the corner, Adkins decides not to take the shot herself. Instead, it's Adkins on the pass to Triplett for the Knights basket. So Paris Triplett now has 6 out of the team's 9 points, 2/3 of the total offensive production as we get a spin move, and Jasmine Pooler spins for 2, and we'll get our first timeout. Full timeout. Requested by the Knights. We'll be back from Mustang Arena in just a moment. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Parchi, the voice of the Mustangs, here with you for the end of Season 16. Knights in control of the ball at their own baseline as they inbound off the full timeout. The Mustangs so far have not shown a lot of interest in full court pressure. They would rather protect those fast break baskets in the half court set. Now down the baseline, and it is there. That is Triplett on the pass from number 4, who snuck into the game when I wasn't looking. That's Deja Christie. Another turnover for Wekiva as we get some personnel change-ups. Another pass inside to Triplett, and kind of an instant replay of what we saw last time. It's just this time it's Kerr instead of Christie feeding it in as we get a held ball. Possession, Mustangs. So Wekiva picks up a lucky turnover off of the possession arrow. $1:08 remaining in the first period. Wekiva hoping to end the period on a high note. Not that way, though. Tuze started moving before she started dribbling. She gets called for traveling Knights ball. To the corner, wide open. Adkins airs it out. It's a little short off the heel. Triplett gets the basket and a chance to make it a three-point play. Foul is called against Mustangs number 0, Zariah Garden, her first personal foul and the team's first. So Triplett goes to the line already in double figures. She has 10 for Ocoee so far, trying to make it 11 on the old-fashioned three-point play. And it is a little too hot and off the heel. Adkins is going to be there to bail her out, though. And the Knights get one more offensive possession. They will squander it, though, as Tiara Coleman picks it up out of the key. In fast break. I don't know whether that was a shot or a pass, but it wasn't a good look either way. Mustangs recover with a little help from Bracayla Anderson. 36 seconds to go in the period. And now Wekiva settles into a half-court set. Looks like maybe they want to get the last shot of the period. The jumper does not fall for Pooler. It's going to roll out off of Becker, so Wekiva maintains possession of the ball on the team offensive rebound. 18.4 to go here in the first period. Bounce pass in to Pooler. She gets back out to the half-court set. 14 ticks left on the clock. Anderson looking for help, doesn't have it. Picked off by Becker. Coast to coast, draws the contact. Jasmine Pooler is called with the push. That's her first personal foul, the team's third. It sends Ocoee to the free throw line. Kiara Becker shooting 2. So now the Mustangs, instead of having the last shot, will actually put free throws into the hands of the Knights, and Becker cashes in on the first. 4 points for her so far. Second shot connects as well. 4 seconds. It's going to have to be a fast break down with an outlet pass to Pooler. She got the shot off, but it is not there. That takes us to the end of the first period. A 10-point ball game, 15-5 is your score after 8 minutes of action. Here as we wrap up season 16 from Mustang Arena. Back with more after the break. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. The Knights have the opening possession of the second period. Mark Barchi, voice of the Mustangs and sports information director here at Wekiva High, here with you for the wrap-up to season 16, and we are underway for the second period as the Knights put the ball into play. So far, it's been the Paris Triplet show. She has 2/3 of the offensive production here tonight, and they try a play that they've executed successfully several times tonight on the Christie Triplet inlet to the key. This time it does not work out as Anderson gets in the way and draws some contact at the other end. Hand check is called against number 4, Deja Christie. That's her first and the team's second. Ball into Pooler and Coleman. Swing around to Garden. Inbound pass to the inside. Pooler doesn't have anything in the paint. Kicks it back out. Long distance dedication. And there it is. 3 for Zariah Garden from Tiara Coleman. 6 of the 8 points tonight belong to Zariah Garden for the Mustangs as she works toward having a banner senior night regardless of the outcome. Out to the corner, too hot coming in from Becker. One minute gone here in the second. And a deflected pass. I believe that Slaughter got a hand on it, and then Christie took the steal. Turnovers certainly have been a factor all season for the Mustangs as we get Deja Christie marches to the basket for 2. And now Christie gets in the way of Garden's pass. Did she deflect it off of Garden? Yes, she did. So not exactly a traditional steal, but Deja Christie certainly the cause of that turnover from Garden. And now Bellamy inbounds for the Knights. Inbound pass down the baseline, and it's there. It's Paris Triplet from Kenya Slaughter. So that's a mirror image of a play that we've seen several times tonight. And now the Mustangs request a 30-second timeout. Back with more from Mustang Arena after a quick break. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. 19-8. The Knights have the lead with 6 minutes, 13 seconds to go here in the second period. Mustangs will pick up the ball from their own baseline. Ocoee in full court pressure. If you didn't know what direction the teams were playing, you wouldn't have figured it out from that inbound. The pressure coming on so hot from Ocoee, and now a steal for Kiara Becker. Coleman puts up some traffic. And the second chance putback is made by Paris Triplett. Now with 14 out of the 21 points. Wekiva is going to hang on to it this time, but Kiara Becker getting in there for the deflection. Anderson has a wide open Garden, one man to beat, and she put it through the wrong side of the hoop. Held ball. Pooler drew some contact there. Foul called against number 23, Kiara Becker. That's her first. The team's third. Jasmine Pooler at the line. And I stopped looking after I saw the contact. Apparently that basket went in, and so that was in fact a three-point play. So Pooler gets credit for the field goal and the free throw there and takes it back to a 10-point ball game. 5.5 to go here in the second period as the Knights set up the half court under Kiara Becker. Into the key, nothing there. Good pressure by Garden. Now a better pass inside. And now we have Elizabeth Thomas on the pass to Paris Triplett. So the assist seems to be rotating around to several different players, but it always seems to end with Paris Triplett in the paint. 16 points for her tonight, and Tiara Coleman nearly loses the ball to a 5 count from Bellamy. Gets it to Pooler just in the nick of time. And now too much heat on that pass coming in from Tuesday to Garden, not able to reel it in. And that'll be a turnover to the Knights. Checking into the game for Ocoee, number 1, J-Lo Iser. And that would not have been a 3, but it didn't fall anyway. Held ball, possession, Knights. Three for Elizabeth Thomas. And now Mustangs and the Knights will trade turnovers as we pass the halfway point of the second quarter. And it's Zariah Garden withdraws from the bank. Still a 2-1 margin for the Knights over the Mustangs, 26-13, 3.5 to go here in the second period from south of Apopka, Florida. As we get a shallow three, bounces off the heel and goes directly to Jasmine Pooler. Now the Mustangs getting a little man coverage on the way down. Coleman getting double teamed, looking for options, has it to Pooler. Pooler gets the pass in to Tuze, but her shot is just a little too vertical. Iron unkind. Weiser has the rebound now in transition. There it is. Deja Christie to Paris Triplet. And Elizabeth Thomas gets in there for a deflection. Mustangs manage to keep control of the ball. Little personnel switch up coming in as Jayla Williams checks into the game. And now we've got Tiara Coleman barely manages to get possession before she gives it right back. And Jayla Williams walked as she took the shot. So back-to-back-to-back turnovers and a little bit of a fracas down on the south end of the arena floor. 2.5 to go here in the second quarter. Coleman doesn't have anything in the paint through traffic, so she pops out to Garden, who releases the tray, and the iron not kind to her. Thomas on the rebound. Mustangs will back off the full court pressure. Out to the corner. Christie can't get the tray to drop. And Garden, with a hustle move, wrestles the rebound away from the Knights. Bounce pass into Tuze, and Triplet is there to tie it up. Held ball, possession Mustangs. Paris Triplet clearly with both the physical skills and the focus and mental skills. You see her directing traffic and shouting out to her teammates there. You're going to find her under the basket, whether she's on offense or defense, ready to make the play. This time, though, it's Jayla Williams, who is certainly not the tallest player on the court, might be the shortest, but snuck her way in there. Not able to convert, though, as the ball goes out of bounds. 97 seconds to go in the first half. And the Mustangs will take over at their own baseline. But first, we have a timeout. The Mustangs request a full timeout. We'll be back with more from Mustang Arena after a quick break. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi here with you for the last 97 seconds of the first half. Knights continue to put on the full court pressure, and it pays dividends as It knocks Brickayla Anderson off her focus. (28-13) the score. 18 of those 28 points coming from Paris Triplett. Now the long ball from Weiser is a little too hot. And Triplett gets the block against Jasmine Pooler on the other end. To kudos from her teammates. Pooler airs out the tray and it's not there. Good inside pass. A rare miss for Triplett, but she quickly redeems herself. Paris Triplett on the putback. Now into double figures twice over as we pass under the 1 minute mark here in the second quarter. Coleman got in the way of that one and ultimately manages to come up with it with a little help from Tuzé. 37 seconds to go, and the Mustangs are in position where they could make it the last possession of the half. Pooler through traffic, feeds it into Anderson. Had a good look. Bounces off the heel, though. Triplett has the rebound. I am not tracking rebounds, but I am certain that she is trending toward a double-double. She doesn't have one already. Block. At the buzzer, and it bounces out for the tray for Garden. A good look, but Mustangs not able to cash in there, and that takes us to halftime. The Knights with a 30-13 lead here at the end of the second period. Back with more from Mustang Arena in a moment. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. We are ready to start the third quarter here. 30-13, the Knights lead the Mustangs, and Ocoee has the opening possession of the third quarter. And as we get back to live action, again, it has been the Paris triplet show. 20 of the 30 points, 2/3 of the total offensive production for Ocoee, and that's been pretty consistent all the way through. But now the other number 3, Tiara Coleman, gets the first strike of the second half. And that's first points on the board for her tonight. Again, she is the sole line of continuity, at least on the court right now, to the Mustangs who went to Lakeland last year in that state semifinal game. Tough man coverage coming on from Wekiva. Triplet in trouble in the paint, manages to bail out. Airing out the 3. Not going to fall for Ocoee. Tiara Coleman is called in her first personal foul. It's also the first for the team this half. And it sends Paris triplet to the line. So again, 20 points for the 6'3" junior guard. Make it 21. And a rare miss for triplet there. Nearly corralled by Becker. And it looks like Ocoee is playing to get ready for their district tournament. Doesn't matter how the game is going. They're going to run high-octane full-court pressure, it looks like, pretty much this whole game. They have not changed their defensive strategy, and why would they? It's been working for them. And that's too much time. 5 seconds on the inbound. Knights ball. So there, that full court man-to-man pressure works again for Ocoee, this time preventing Wekiva from even getting the ball inbounded. 31-15 the score. A minute and 20 seconds into the second half here at Mustang Arena. This is the last time we will be coming to you for girls basketball with season 16, but we will be coming to you some more for the men's team. We've got a regular season game next week, and also Wekiva will be hosting at least one game of the postseason as we get a foul called against Knights number 23, Kiara Becker. That's her second, the team's first of the half. Anderson on the inbound, still that man-to-man pressure coming on, and Jasmine Pooler turned around to look for the pass, and Anderson thought she was going to keep going. That almost reminds you of a misread route in football. So a bit of an unforced error there, although certainly the Knights' pressure did amp up the stress level there, and Becker catches nothing but air on the tray attempt. Kayla Anderson is there for the rebound. Soraya Garden lets one go at speed. Doesn't have it, but Ashley Tuzet will feed her a second chance. Doesn't have the tray either, but it's off of Reese Bellamy, and so Wekiva gets the team offensive rebound, and they will get a third crack at the basket this possession. First, though, some personnel changes. Atkins come back in, and Tiara Coleman converts on the third chance basket. It's her second bucket of the day. Cuts to a 14-point lead. Weiser with a blind pass. And Brickayla Anderson nearly manages to take advantage of it, but Kiara Becker handles the fracas at midcourt. Now we're going to get some contact. Block is called against number 10, Brickayla Anderson. That's her first, the team's second. Coach Middleton protests the call. It stands as called, and now we're going to get a steal by Tuzet and some contact the other way. Foul called against number 13, London Adkins. That's her first, the team's second. Full timeout requested by Ocoee. We'll be back from Mustang Arena with more of the second half. 5:33 to go here in the third quarter. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, and Sports Information Director here at Wekiva, joining you for this conclusion to the 2022-2023 girls basketball season. And now we're going to go to call of traveling Mustangs ball. And we're going to tie up. Held ball, possession Mustangs. Too much air from Anderson. Triplet under the basket, doesn't have anything. Coverage a little too tight there from Garden. Knights basket by number 23, Kiara Becker. Three for Zariah Garden. Trey is missed. Brickayla Anderson comes down with the board. And now Pooler skids into the paint. That's a travel. Triplet can't get it on the first go-round, but she draws contact on the second. Foul's called against Mustangs number 3, Tiara Coleman, her second personal foul. The team's third. Paris Triplet at the line, shooting 2 for the Knights. .21 points for her. Actually, a slow start to the second half after such a banner first half. Second one finds the mark. That'll bring her up to 22 for the day. Coleman turns, finds Pooler at the bottom of the key, and it's taken right out of her hands by Paris Triplett. Outlet pass, nothing there for Thomas. And there's a play we keep seeing over and over again. Elizabeth Thomas to Paris Triplett for 2. Now we've got some of that first half mojo back for the Knights again, particularly for Triplett. As we dip under 3 minutes to go here in the third, 16-point ball game. Anderson had a good look, too hard off the glass, and draws contact on the putback attempt. So she'll get a quick trip to the charity stripe. Foul's called against number 4, Deja Christie. That's her second personal foul, the team's third. And she connects on the second. Three for Deja Christie. Draw some contact here. Player control fouls called against Jasmine Pooler. Her second, the team's fourth. It turns the ball over to the Knights. Charge taken by Elizabeth Thomas. Pooler to Coleman, and the tray is low and short. Stays an 18-point ball game, 39-21 with a $1.53 remaining in the third. Tuzay on the rebound. Knights pick up the turnover, feed it into Triplett. This time, though, Triplett is overextended, and Tuzay is able to take it away from her. One minute to go in the third period as both teams squandering opportunities on their last couple of possessions. Now, open court ahead of Elizabeth Thomas. She stops and waits her turn, and it's not there. We're going to get contact on the rebound. Thomas certainly knows she should have had that, but it's all going to work out. During loose ball, contact made by Jasmine Pooler, her third personal foul, the team's fifth. So the Knights will get the ball at the opposing baseline. 49.7 to go here in the third. Triplett with a rare miss. Coleman gets the ball swatted away from her by Becker. Manages to recover, gets it to Garden, who airs out the tray. And Coleman now can't sweep up either. Traveling, Mustangs ball. 18 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Both of these teams starting to stagnate a little bit. Ocoee drops to the half-court set. They're not going to go full court for this last possession. And they take the ball with 7 seconds left. Going to have to do something with it quickly. Have an open man, but Jayla Williams can't chase it down fast enough, and nobody wants to chase it down. So that takes us to the end of the third period. It's an 18-point ball game, 39-21 your score, with 8 minutes to go here as we wrap up season 16 from Mustang Arena. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. 8 minutes to go here on senior night. 39-21, the Knights lead the Mustangs. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs and Sports Information Director here at Wekiva High School, as the Knights have the opening possession of the fourth quarter. Again, so far, it's been the Paris triplet show. 24 points in the books tonight. But there is a nice look from somebody else as we get Kiara Becker to Elizabeth Thomas for 3. So Thomas doubles her points. She had 3. She now has 6. Kiana Davis off the heel on the tray. Rebound this time goes to Reese Bellamy. Trouble in the key. Held ball. Possession, Mustangs. So Mustangs pick up the turnover on the luck of the arrow. They take over from their own baseline. Trey is too hot coming in from Anderson. Tierra Coleman on the putback. And paying the price for it if she goes down, but gets right back up. Spin move, and just a little bit anemic from Bellamy. Held ball. Possession Knights. Jasmine pull her back in for the Mustangs. And that touched the backboard equipment. That's the same as going out of bounds. Team rebound goes to Wekiva. Pull her into Coleman. Nothing there. We'll go back out and reset. And wide right on the tray from Garden. Bellamy has the rebound. Now we go in transition. Outlet pass. Not going to convert. But Elizabeth Thomas draws the foul. She'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Knights. Foul is called against Mustangs number 42, Ashley Tuzet, her second, the team's sixth. So the first time we have to start talking about bonus in this game. And Elizabeth Thomas turns her 6 points into 7. Converts both, in fact. And Ocoee will enjoy 1-1 for the remainder of the game. Three seconds in the key. Knights ball. Trey is not there for Slaughter, and we will go to the Mustangs on the team rebound. 5:39 to go in the ball game. Returning to the game for the Knights, number 1, Jayla Weiser. And Garden was wide left of Anderson. So an unforced turnover there. Knights take over at the sideline near their own base. Swing action around the arc. Finally, Weiser decides to punch it in herself, and it falls. Jayla Weiser adds 2 for the Knights. And that pass is behind Anderson. It's picked up by Weiser. She airs it out from the top of the key, off the glass, and right back to the Knights again. Second chance basket by Elizabeth Thomas. Now finally a second Ocoee Knight is into double figures, as Triplet has not seen quite so many minutes here, as Ocoee's coaching staff becomes a little more comfortable with the flow of the game. Tiara Coleman picks up 2 from the key for Wekiva. Now Coleman has nobody in front of her, but the ball a little too far in front of her. She can't take the shot herself, but Coleman threads it to Zariah Garden for 2. So the Mustangs finally stringing 2 consecutive possessions together with points. That's something they have not done very often tonight, and it keeps the game back to within 21. Brianna Encarnacion picks up her first points of the night. .3:15 to go in the ball game. Coleman takes it to the house. Tiara Coleman adds 2 for the Mustangs. And now she joins the 10-point club. We've got 4 players in that so far tonight, 2 from each side. Coleman and Garden on the Mustang side, Thomas and Triplet on the Knights side, as Jasmine Pooler takes the Mustangs layup. And the Knights will spend a timeout for substitutions only. That'll count as a 30-second timeout for them. Back underway we go, 50-31, under 3 minutes remaining in the ball game. And now we get some contact. Foul's called against Knights number 30. Abriana Encarnacion hits her first, the team's fourth. Traveling Knights ball. And the pass is thrown ahead of Thomas. Lets it go out of bounds. Mustangs ball at their own baseline. Pooler airs out the tray, not there. And there's Angel Kerr coming in for the rebound. Encarnacion, jumper, there it is. Slaughter to Encarnacion for two. Basket by Elizabeth Thomas, and we'll pause for another substitution timeout. 30-second timeout will be burned by the Knights for those substitutions. Foul's called against number 2, Elizabeth Thomas. Her first, the team's fifth. 90 seconds to go. And some contact there. They're going to say that's all ball from Encarnacion. That'll be a blocked shot for her. And now a nice feed to Encarnacion. Foul's called against Mustangs number 22. Encarnacion shooting 1-and-1 bonus. Foul's called against Mustangs number 15, Michaela Akers. That's her first personal foul, the team's 8th. Knights back at the line for more bonus. This time it's Kerr. It also goes off the glass. And we will get down to 61 ticks remaining as the ball rolls out of bounds. And you see both coaches now getting all their players some minutes as they are, of course, wrapping up the season here. Under a minute to play. Williams scores 2 on the steal. And now a takeaway by Thomas. She gets all the way down, and Davis blocks her. That's Kayana Davis, who came in a moment ago. Trey is aired out there from Kerr. That's not going to fall. 15 seconds to go. Knights remain in control. Kerr launches the three, and she's got it. 3-point basket for Angel Kerr. And we'll pause for a Mustang timeout. Full timeout called by Wekiva. Back with the conclusion from Mustang Arena in just a moment. And once more, we recognize our Mustang senior class of 2023, Kayana Davis and Zariah Garden, as they retire from the game for their final regular season contest. Mustangs ball at their own baseline. One more tray, clicks off for Davis, and that takes us to the end of the ball game. 59-31 is the final score here on senior night from Mustang Arena as we wrap up the 16th year of Mustang basketball. We'd like to thank everyone for joining us here in Mustang Arena or on YouTube, NFHS Network, or Varsity Sports Network. Thanks for being a part of Wekiva basketball tonight and all season long. Once again, congratulations to Zariah Kayana, representing the class of 2023 for the Mustangs. We hope that we will see all of you here next week as we do it one more time. We'll have the boys hosting Pine Ridge on Wednesday, February 1st, to wrap up their season at home, and we'll be recognizing their seniors prior to that game. Jake at 5:30, Varsity at 7, and senior night festivities to precede the Varsity game. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Wekiva Sports, and bookmark WekivaMustangs.com for all of your scores, schedules, and more. For those of you here in the arena, please drive carefully and arrive home safely. Those of you listening online, thanks for joining us tonight and all season long. Special thanks to Neil Fisher and Keith Dickerson, who are not here tonight, but have been a big part of bringing you Wekiva basketball action this season and for the last several seasons. We appreciate you joining us. For all of us here at Wekiva High School, this is Mark Archie, the voice of the Mustangs and Sports Information Director here at Wekiva, wishing you a great night. This has been a presentation of Wekiva High School Athletics in association with Orange Technical College, both a proud part of Orange County Public Schools. Until next Wednesday, good night from Mustang Arena.